Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 10th round of Cone Racing League Tier 3 here in Austria. We had a break week last week, but now we are back with a slightly different grid as well. Only 17 drivers, with one having a race ban. But luckily, that one is J-Wills, and he is here with me today.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I hope you're comfortable as well there. The
Yeah, it should be.
slightly different position than usual.
Yeah, I would rather be in the cockpit to say the least, but you know, got to do what you got to do. I've got my penalty points, so now I'll sit here for the night.
Definitely not the worst way to spend your evening, I hope. But we had one. Yeah, no, lovely. Let's hope it's gonna be a good one. Dry weather for the moment. It, of course, can change for the race as well. We have one different driver compared to 2 weeks ago. That guy drapes in the Aston Martin. He is here now full time, replacing Gautier 11, who unfortunately had to drop to a reserve. That guy drapes dropping down from tier 2, and I think he is going to challenge at the top now this week.
Yeah, drove for someone I know well. Drove with him last season and this season in tier 2 before I dropped down as well. We'd say conjoined at the hip between the two of us for the last season and a half. So I believe that will now continue for the rest of this season as the little one starts his first flying lap.
Yeah, let's hope it's going to be good battles between you two and of course the rest of the grid as well in the last couple of rounds here. And indeed the little one is already coming up to the detection point of sector 1 because it is such a short track as 16.0. He does in the first sector, which is basically only one corner. Turn 1, it is one of the trickiest corners on this track though. You can easily spin your car, invalidate, or even crash it in a wall there.
Yeah, very to run wide. If you're trying to avoid the apex and spinning on the inside, you can easily run the car very wide itself there and lose a heap of time on your delta as well. As KXI comes up to the middle sector split of 44.8. Let's see how that compares to who's next.
I think that will be Rory Hansman in the Alfa Romeo just coming out of turn 4 now.
Yeah, it's Little Juan rounds the final two corners. Final corner now. Let's see what he does.
It is indeed a 4.6. I think will definitely see some times going into the threes this evening. But the first lap of the evening, it doesn't have to be perfect, of course.
No, of course, the track is still very green at the moment.
Definitely Rory Hansman just behind them in P2 with the McLaren of Tom Tiptop now in P3 as well.
Muzz on the mediums, 0.9 on a pair of mediums, not bad going.
Definitely not only 3/10 behind P1 and indeed with that tire disadvantage as well, so he's looking pretty strong so far. The little one isn't on a second consecutive run because he is down in the second sector. Nacho now with a time goes up into P3 and the time's being set as of now, but a lot of people still in the pit lane, so they are probably pretty confident that they are going to make it through to Q2, of course, with only 2 guys being knocked out here, with only 17 drivers on the grid, 15 making it through to Q2. The chance of you being eliminated are very slim. But Leon cut that first corner very nicely.
Yeah.
I was just on board with him.
Yeah,
very lovely.
Drop it for a second, but no, very nicely. Mazel's doing what I tend to do in Q1 myself, which is, if you know it's an easy one-stop, run the mediums, just try save a pair of softs. It's worked for the better and for the worse for me, I'll say the least. But I always think it's worth the gamble if you know it's an easy one-stop, soft to medium.
Yeah, no, definitely, except of course if there's a late safety car. You're indeed Leon running wide on the entry of turn 6 there. That's really not something you want to do, and not something you see often either.
It's a very silly invalidation in my opinion. I talk to Leon quite a lot when I do race myself, and him are normally in a pie, and he'll think better of himself than to do that. 4.5 would have put him on provisional pole position. As Jacko, I'll shoot him an invite.
Thank you very much indeed, Leon. He had invalidated in turn 5 the previous lap, and now coming through turn 1, which he really got on point on his previous run. Now he invalidated through there, so that is his second consecutive run not gonna count for the Red Bull. The McLaren of Tom Titop is 5/10 improving through the middle sector, so he is looking to put a time competitive on the board right there with Nacho and Marconi in P2 and P3 respectively for them. As he crosses the line now, only 6th fastest, just behind Mazzels, but he is on a set of used softs, just getting some warming up here, so we shouldn't expect that much fireworks from him at this current moment.
There we go, there's Jacko in fine. Sorry, just getting that sent out as well.
Absolutely lovely.
KXI now on the flying lap as well, just started. Tomo Tip Top is coming. The car was sounding like it wasn't shifting when I hopped on board, but I think that's just an audio glitch. But here we go, KX up to the sector 1 split, goes purple with a 15.9 sector 1.
I think the first one into the 15s there, we saw some drivers already with a 16.0, but he is into the 15s, indeed a purple sector. Let's see if he can hook the second sector up as well. Turn 4 here, down to 3rd gear, accelerates in 3rd gear as well. Really want to hit the curb on the inside, don't validate here as Leon did, but he manages to keep it on track. Slightly missed the apex when ran a little bit wide, but that's not too big of a deal through the fast left-handers. Now
Cakes, I've been next to set it up as Tomo invalidated, so chose to box. Here he comes through the penultimate and final corner now. So Little Time retired in the pit lane, I believe that is.
Indeed it
already.
is.
Cakes are going to be a 0.4. Who's the next cross?
I think that will be the teammate of the other one.
No, it's my teammate, I believe, because I believe Wild Dog's on an outlap now.
Indeed
he
it
is. So my teammate Chris over the line, 4.9.
Only P7 for him.
Or was that Marconi? No, who starts up?
I think that was indeed that guy Drapes, our debutant here in tier 3, up to P6. Also with the 0.9, a lot of 4.9s being set. P6 down to P8 already.
Yeah, obviously Mazzles, one of those on the medium compounder tyre, but if he backs himself to get through on them, as Fandango does a 5 flat, another 5 flat, which puts him now at the moment bottom of the pack. Obviously 10 minutes to go in qualifying with 1. Wild Dog coming through the middle sector split now, goes purple according to my radar. Oh, runs it a bit wide. I thought it was going to be an invalidation for a second. Runs it a bit wide. Up to the penultimate corner now.
I think it indeed should have been an invalidation as it is here, but he somehow manages to keep it valid. Whispering with the game somehow, but he does go into second.
Oh, I think few drivers aren't going to be very pleased about that lap. As Quick Killer invalidates in sector 1, so Dragon on speed will be next, I believe.
I think you're absolutely right about that. Indeed, I think Wild Dog needs to improve his lap time, otherwise he will be penalised for it. With
getting a few daggers, especially from other people. As Dragon on speed apparently goes purple now.
I think he went 2/10 slower than Wild Dog in the second sector, but it looks like Dragon has kept it on track, so his lap is actually legal as well.
A very legal lap as he comes up 4.8. Here we go. Who's next? Quick Killer is invalidated, which means AFL is invalidated.
I think it's Mazzles again on mediums.
It is Mazzles on mediums. Does improve to 0.6, very impressive. Sorry, yeah, into P4 on the 0.6, very impressive on the pair of mediums, especially on the second run of them.
Indeed, showing a lot of pace here.
Wild Dog's not improving. He's
choosing to stay on track probably this time.
No, I wouldn't say he's going to be the most popular man on the grid. As Warrior Huntsman's improving now, I believe this is a fresh pair of softs.
We will see in a couple of moments.
Runs it right up the line, but keeps it in track limits. 2/10 improvement, P5.
Indeed, it was on a used set of tyres with a slight loss of time in sector 3 as well. But he overall improved his lap time. Alpha Tauri now coming across the line to start the lap time. That's Murphy.
Next to set a lap, I believe, is going to be quick killer possibly. Let me get. Oh, Wild Dog's invalidated, so he's not going to get another run at it just
And
yet.
quick killer as well. Right as you said that he was gonna be the next one to put a lap time, he invalidated as well. So let's keep an eye now on the Red Bull in sector 2.
AFL. Yeah, AFL in the middle sector. Does a 45.4, not the quickest middle sector you've seen, as he keeps it in track limits, unlike a certain dog. As we now come through the penultimate corner of AFL, turns the car in, rear end a little bit loose, possibly. Coming now, playing it very safe through the final corner, up to the line, 5.5. Not going to have him safe, I'd assume, at the moment. Next cross will be Leon, his teammate. Invalidate his first 2 runs, up to the line now, Leon. 4.7 puts him P7 fairly safe. Murphy now 5.2. Was that invalid? It was.
Looks like it indeed was. I think that it will be Dragon on speed, just coming across the line now. He goes P6 just behind Rory Huntsman. Yeah,
teammate now Tomo Tiptop being next across the line. He's looking for an improvement of a couple of attempts. Oh, a little bit squiggly through the penultimate corner on the exit. Very safe on the exit of the final corner. How much time did he lose? He lost enough to put him 1/10 up on his time. He will look to push on again as he invalidates. No, he won't be pushing on again. Quick killer now up to the line. Oh, he go 14.3. He's surely going again.
Yeah, I don't think that's a representative lap time from Quick Killer. Championship leader, that's 9 seconds off the pace.
Yeah.
Not really think he's living up to his potential as of now.
No, Leon through the final corner, runs it wide and invalidates. It would have been an improvement to a .5. Would have been P2, I believe. It's going to be AFL next up to the line. He's on the cooldown, that push lap now for AFL. By the way, Jacko and Murphy, the 2 Alpha Tauri, especially Murphy, who's not even in the pit lane right now, leaving it very late. Who's that who's gone round?
That is Dragon on speed, just through turn 9. I think he clipped the inside curb a little bit too much, just completely unsettled his car. Luckily, he managed to keep it out of the walls. And P6 right now, he's probably safe.
Oh, and Wild Dog's gambling on his dodgy time. Quick Killer now, looking to improve round the final corner. And, well, he does to a .2 provisional pole position, in Q1 at least.
Indeed, what we probably expected from him to be one of the fastest in qualifying. Maconi and meanwhile as well has gone up to P4, just in front of Little One, who already retired, of course, in the first couple of seconds of this qualifying
set
session.
His lap and jumped out the car. He was done.
Indeed, he had confidence in his lap time, and I think he is indeed right to have that confidence.
AFL now around the final corner. There's a 4.8, puts him P11, puts him safe for now by about 2/10, just shy of 1/10.5. The little one has left the session. That will be my cue to go and invite him.
Thank you very much. I hope it isn't going to be a big issue for him again. He had some internet issues. I can't remember which race exactly. I think it was a couple of weeks ago anyway. As Maconi is entering the pit lane, but he did a Dragon on speed, also clipped the inside curb and spun his car round.
Oh, sorry, I was worried when someone tipped was going around the final corner. As he does now, as he rounds the final corner, will he improve? He does to a .6, puts in P8.
He found some big time in the last sector there, almost more than 2/10 there.
In his previous lap, he played it a bit safe in the final corner. Can we just say, Jacko playing this very dangerously? I think he him coming out the pit lane.
I think he just joined the session again after.
Yeah, I shot him a couple of invites, so hopefully he should be able to get in. Murphy now on an outlap. Hopefully Jacko has enough time. He should skip round.
Indeed, it will be very close. If he goes out now, I think he will have time for maybe even 2 consecutive runs.
2 consecutive.
So let's hope he is gonna be able to do that.
Quite a short outlap here. As Murphy starts with that.
Pretty short, and your teammate Christopher in the second sector has gone purple. So that's something you're going to be very happy about. Getting those points for Mercedes in the back. Runs a little bit wide through turn 9, but the last turn he gets it pretty on the money. And it goes into P6.
Things we love to see. things we absolutely love to see. I can be biased tonight on commentary. Is Draper, a good friend of mine, as invalidated, has to go again. He is now under pressure as he is right on the bubble. No, still no sign of Jacko if he has rejoined the session. He's not out yet. Murphy, though, is on a lap in the middle sector. Hopefully won't invalidate where Leon did early. He doesn't, plays it nice and safe. So it looked a little bit understeery on entry, but managed to get the nose in. 0.45 flat, through the middle sector. Should see him run at about a 0.8, 0.7 possibly if he can hook this final sector up. He looks like he's playing it quite safe at the moment. But obviously get another run in at least with a cooldown lap, I believe. As a 0.9, I wouldn't say would be enough right now.
I think I'm gonna agree with you there as well. That guy Draper has aborted his lap time. I think he ran right in turn 1 again, so he chose to not continue his lap time after it should have been invalid. He is one who did abort an illegal lap time compared to other drivers we've seen so far, but the competitiveness of this grid, and especially on Austria, it just shows again. It is of course a very short track. Jacko now out on his outlap, so that's good to see that he is making it in time.
The bottom 6 out.
That guy Drapes is heading into the pit lane.
He's aborted. He's going to take his Q1 exit. I know he's a man who doesn't get a lot of time to practice due to commitments, but he won't be very happy with himself as that is one person guaranteed to be knocked out in qualifying one. As Murphy now. Oh, Murphy loses it in turn 9! That will be the end of his qualifying session, because even if he can get back round to the start-finish straight in time, those tyres are going to be cooked.
There will be, and he won't be in time, so unless his teammate Jacko can't manage to put a better lap time on the board, and he has run right, and he has invalidated his lap time. I think if he gets...
to push to get round.
Yeah,
Murphy's going to go
indeed
straight on another flyer here with his very hot tyres. I wouldn't say this is the best idea in the world. Draper, accepting his fate, is out. He's now on a lap.
I think it's between the Alpha Tauris and maybe the Red Bull of AFL for the second
Leon's looking
spot and knocked out.
Here. I believe on his first set of tyres that he used, if I'm correct. Oh, he's invalidated it. Leon not looking. Oh, Leon! Oh! Almost dropping and putting it in the wall there. That would have been a very silly mistake to go out when...
His heartbeat surely went a lot higher there at that moment. If he would have put it in the wall, that would have been qualifying over for him. Jacko now, he has to start his lap time in 10 seconds. And pressure is really on.
Murphy's not improving. AFL didn't improve in sector 1, but only by a minuscule amount. Has he backed off?
He has backed off. Nacho into P11. He is safe. Murphy, what can he do? Maybe find some time in the last sector, but he has invalidated through the last corner, so he won't post a quicker lap time. So it's all eyes now on Jacko. 16.1 in the first sector. That is pretty fast compared to what we've seen. I think Little One or someone else with a 15.9 in the first sector. That was purple. Only 2/10 off of that. So if he can manage this up, I think he will knock his teammate out of qualifying 1.
He's got to keep it clean for the rest of the lap though, as he comes into the middle sector now, or the end of the middle sector. This turning so important for a lap if you can get a nice turn in here, which he does, and not run too wide, which he all right on the limit. 44.9 now. This is the key one, don't invalidate here. He doesn't. Here we go, up to the penultimate corner now. Turn 9, we see so many people drop it on the inside curve. Willie doesn't, keeps it nice and safe, no invalidation so far. Final corner. Doesn't invalidate up to the line. Can he go? Foot to the floor.
And he does.
P14 just.
That's ridiculously close.
That is so close. Was that 1,000th between him and AFL? That is close.
Indeed it is, and only 300ths to his teammate as well. That is ridiculous. On the last second of qualifying, he manages to do it and to put a lap time fast enough to see himself through to Q2. Only the one shot he really had, he took it with both hands, and he is through to Q2 at the cost of his teammate.
Indeed, but at the end of the day, how much people say it's a team sport, every driver's going to favour themselves here, and look at that. What's that? About 2/10 split 9th to 17th. That is, or 2.5 temps, we'll say. That is
And even less than a tenth in front of that, it's P3. It is very close.
Unreal pace from the boys, and then you've got KXI and Quick Killer who are kind of exceeding that gap from P3 down to like P17, the 3/10 gap from 3rd to 17th. And I don't understand, like we keep going on about it, but surely there might be an investigation to Wild Dog's time here, because that's the only lap he set in qualifying.
I'm pretty sure there will. I remember last season, at least in Tier 1, there were some lap times being set in Bahrain, which were out of track limits. But the game recognizes them as valid, and they got qualifying bans for the upcoming race. So I think Wild Dog is potentially in a bit of trouble here, if the stewards are watching along with us.
I'm sure there will be. Obviously, Tier 4 action is soon to get underway. Little plug for those boys. They'll be starting very soon.
3 minutes indeed, if all goes well.
Yeah, if all goes well. You never know with certain hobbies. But here we go. A lot more drivers on the mediums here. Mazel was a man who used the mediums in Q1.
He's on soft.
He's now going. Yeah, he's going to be on soft because he's used his pair of mediums tactically. Obviously, thinking he's got the strategy down to a T. Other drivers looking to start on the mediums, and think about next year. This won't be a feature on the game. It won't matter what tyre you qualify on in qualifying to.
No, it won't. I think that's a big shame that the FIA got rid of that rule. It's just it can spice up the strategy a little bit. But yeah, we'll probably see either just all softs being used or the mediums only being used in Q1. It's gonna be one of those. Maybe an extra set of soft tires being available when qualifying.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd assume we'd all see, obviously we don't know what Cody's are going to do, but I'd assume just instead of having that medium set, just everyone gets sets of softs to go all the way through.
I mean, that would be the most logical option, but you never know with Ghostmasters, of course.
Yeah, true, and then you get your extra pair of mediums that you would have for qualifying for the race, maybe? Maybe.
Indeed, usually the set of softs you get for the race, maybe that's gonna turn into a medium. Just those gonna be swapped around.
Yeah, a little swap around there. KXI, by the way, did a 16 flat in sector 1. A little one, not quite up to that pace. However, he does have a pair of mediums on, so that traction out of turn 1 won't be as nice.
Yeah, indeed. I expect the medium runners to be half a second, I think, around there, half a second of the soft runners with the same pace. But of course, the little one, KXI, Quick Hitter, we know those guys have a lot of pace. Although KXI is on soft tires, so I expect him to be one of the front runners in this early part of qualifying too. With Quick Hitter still in the pit lane and the little one on mediums.
Up to the pit lane, he's going to up to the pit lane, up to start finish 0.4 again, which is I'm pretty sure what he set in qualifying 1. So about on brand is the phrase I'd use to him, about where his pace looks to lie right now. Dragon on Speed and Nacho both doing decent lap times compared to the Little Hounds 6-5. Mazels, I believe, has actually now gone slower on his pair of softs than he did on his pair of mediums in qualifying.
I think it was around the same time, both at 0.7. Not too sure about that, but the little one, however, 0.7 or 0.6, I think the Ferrari ran very right in his first run, because he is already up a full second through the first sector, almost matching the time of KXI, only 300ths off of it. So if he can hook this second sector up as well, he can potentially be a threat to Mazels, or maybe even KXI in professional pool there.
Yes, McConey does a 4.8. It's Tommy Tip Top now around the final corner on a pair of softs. Up to the line now, he will do a 4.9 on a pair of softs. He'll be looking to run again. Who's next to cross? It is going to be...
One. And indeed, yes, goes into P2 on those medium tyres.
He does.
Puts out a big statement to the rest of the field. And I think next is going to be Christopher. He is slightly down on his time, but I think he has aborted it in the last sector, looking at his previous lap time. So it won't be optimal for the Mercedes, but it will be P6, just in the force.
Yeah, he possibly aborted or made a mistake on his previous lap in sector 3, so that's where the big improvements come from.
think that
Jacko's
indeed is the case.
invalidated now in the final sector. He might be looking to run again now. No, he's going to pit, pulls to the right hand side.
Fandango is the one currently
Oh,
running the final corner. Tom Tip-Top, has he crashed out?
That's the crash. You want to get on board with the little one for this?
Indeed, and Tom Tip-Top is there on track, the little one making sure.
Little one
He's
making
still
sure we can
moving
see
there.
it. Thank you very much.
Learned from Vettel in the Ferrari, I think.
Yeah.
Leon as well,
Next thing
coming
you're gonna
past
know
the
is gonna be.
Just a nice gesture of,
Thank you very much.
of the little one.
The little one, thank you very much. As Leon now rounds the final corner, will he do? 4.4 puts in P2, not far at all of P1 in this early stages. Dragging on speed. Improving, not improving, not
Backing
improving.
off.
Yeah, I think he's running out of fuel. Fandango, not
Does look like
improving.
it. Leon as well, he ran
Leon
very wide
lost it
through
in
turn
validate.
1. Yeah, so
So
every
now,
driver now really slowing down, except Wild Dog, he just came out on a set of
Well,
medium tyres.
on an outlap. Yeah, outlap. He's leaving it late indeed. I'll be interested to see here is this happened in Jeddah a few weeks ago. I remember the people I was talking to, I brought it up. My time that I got knocked, so I ran the mediums in Q1 and went out, and the time that I set on the para mediums in Q1
Yeah.
in qualifying would have actually got me something like P7 on the grid in Q3. So I'd be interested to see if we get something similar tonight where, like, because Q1 was so competitive with the time spans, if we'll see something similar where Q1 time may have possibly got you into Q2 or a good position in Q3 this week.
That's certainly interesting to keep an eye on. I think Jeddah is, of course, a lot more difficult compared to Austria.
A bit more of an
to,
anomaly in the sense, because,
Yeah, exactly, to get the lap spot on. And also with the pressure in Q3, you're probably going to make a mistake somewhere in the lap.
Yeah, it's just a very interesting fact that me and the people I
It
was
is.
talking to, which I believe was head admin Cyril, Nathan, Freefall. There was a little point I made, and I think the boys found quite funny at my expense in Jeddah a few weeks ago. But Wild Dog apparently going purple through sector 1 might not be far off, to be fair, with what we've seen.
He
As
was
he's
faster
looking-
than his teammate, the little one, through the first
Yeah,
sector.
looking strong in these mediums so far. Let's hop on board for his middle sector, his controversial middle sector from last time. KXI on mediums, by the way, now. Keeps
Starting
it
his lap
nice
time as
and
well.
well within bounds, does Wild Dog.
It says purple, but in P14 it is purple with the guys that are currently in the elimination zone. So he is on
Yeah.
track to go faster than Dragon on Speed and into the top 10, but where exactly, it's still remains to be seen. Going
Rounds the final
to
corner.
the fine line now. P4.
Not
That's a
bad
very
at all.
very good lap from him.
As KXI has been validated on his para mediums.
Our Jacob behind him. He
He's
is on the
obviously
lap.
got to believe he can. Yeah, he's obviously got to believe he can improve on that 0.4 on a pair of mediums. To even note he's in the box.
If you
I was gonna say,
really
he must have
nail
said
the
he
first
can
lap, of course, on
improve.
softs, it's going to be hard to improve on the
Very
mediums.
difficult, yeah. Jacko invalidated. Is he running into the pit lane? No, he's just looking like he was going to for a second as he goes to start his next flying lap.
Yeah, enough
And Wild Dog
ERS
is
and enough fuel on
cruising.
board. Wild Dog is 6 seconds down on his lap time, so I don't think he's gonna make that up in the final two sectors.
No.
Just about.
As Jacko takes turn one quite nicely here, to be fair, running up towards the first sector split. 6.1 puts in purple to people in front of him. Oh, but drops it at turn 3, so we'll get on board with AFL. Hoping he might be able to pick up a toe off Jacko now.
Very small one.
Very small toe indeed, but every
A toe
little
is a toe.
helps now. Yeah, exactly. Turn 4 now, you can get right up close to that inside curb and ride it sometimes. If it sometimes gets a bit loose, as he keeps it quite clean through the middle sector split. 45 flat, not bad on a pair of mediums.
Definitely not, but it isn't purple, so it is gonna be interesting if he can beat the likes of Nacho currently in P10, as he misses the apex of turn 9 as well, ever so slightly.
And 10.
Same for 10. So it isn't the best lap for the Red Bull.
5-1.
Indeed, just behind Dragon on speed there, but he goes slowest of all currently with that 5.1. But he only needs to go ahead of Tom Tiptop, of course, who has crashed out with a 4.9. And I think that's achievable for our drivers, as they already managed to do that in Q1.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't know if it says it for you, but Little Juan has a pair of wets prepared if he wants to leave the garage.
That is very interesting. I don't think they're gonna quite be the fastest tire at this stage.
Yeah. I don't know. At first he's shown us the crash, and now he's doing this. I wonder if he's just trying to play with us. But anyway, Christopher, on that, no, he's not. He's dropped it.
Mazzles has taken some inspiration.
KXI now on the flying lap. Quick Killer hasn't left the pit lane.
I think he's gonna leave it too late and go on the medium tires. I've seen him done it before in Portugal. I think he's gonna do it again. In Portugal, it cost him dearly. I think he was knocked out there, and KXI just slightly down on his time in Sector 1.
You're playing a big risk when you give yourself 1 or maybe 2 attempts at a flying lap, especially at Austria, where it's quite easy to invalidate, especially at the likes of Turn 1 and Turn 9 and 10.
And even if he goes out of mediums, it's going to be even a bigger risk.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even giving himself the natural advantage of the softs. His KXI is now up in, or green in the middle sector by 400, running right over that curbing in the middle sector now, up to the penultimate corner. Will he nail the final 2 corners? Not a bad turn 9. Turn 10 right over the inside yellow curbing.
That's very good.
Touches. Is the DRS on now? An improved to 0.3. Not a huge improvement, but an improvement.
Indeed, and I saw his first sector, he was down more than a tenth. So we know he definitely has more pace to go into Q3 as well, with his optimal lap time being a 0.2. Definitely the fastest we've seen so far.
First sectors, Christopher and Nacho are both 1/10 up in Sector 1, or around a 10.5 up in Sector 1. I'll see their middle sector splits now. Christopher first, the Mercedes driver. Viva Mercedes now as he gets the power down. 3 tenths up now. That'll put him on about a 0.6, put him about P4.
With even more time being found in Sector 3 as well. I think it's going to go up to P3 if he nails this one. And he does. Really hooked the turn 9 up very nicely. Turn 10 as well. Used all the track but nothing extensive. And he does go into P3. Let's see if Nacho can follow him.
Nacho next. Follows him pretty much straight in. With
he does.
0.5 as well.
Only half a tenth behind.
Will be Quick Killer, I believe.
Yes. I do think so. Just coming up to the split of Sector 2 now. A 44.4.
Not a bad middle sector split at all. Obviously he had to back himself with this pair of mediums that he would be able to set a good enough time. And here he goes, right on the edge of the track limits in turn 9. A little bit loose on the rear end in turn 10, I'd say.
Jeez.
But enough.
That's a great lap.
I think there's still a bit of time there as well in turn 10.
On the mediums.
Very safe from turn 10, probably. Yeah, P13. I'd say turn 10 he probably backed off the throttle a little bit too much. Could have put a little bit more down on his throttle application. As KXI retires in the pit lane, he'll be next.
I think it's Mazzles. Ooh, but he has gone a bit too wide through turn 10 and he has invalidated. It would have been a 0.4.
Warrior Huntsman, he's invalidated. Jacko's invalidated. Dragon on Speed's invalidated.
It tends to be a little bit of a team here.
AFL gets very wide though, gaining a 10th through the middle sector, but got very wide on the entry to the corner just before the Sector 2 split. We'll have time to go again, obviously. Oh, Hugs turn 9, lovely. Turn 10 now.
Ooh, that's too early, and that is qualifying done. That is it.
That'll be this in next lap.
Yep.
0.6 as well, didn't. really didn't have to cut the final corner that much, did he? And now runs wide at turn 1 in probably pure frustration.
Yeah, he just cut it too much. Not really any excuse to.
McConey next across the line now.
Ooh,
runs very deep. It looked in turn 10. Managed to get the nose turned in. 2/10 improvement though, enough.
I think Wild Dog is a danger. Although Mazzles has going into the pit, so he won't be able to improve. Huntsman P3.
Fandango.
Jacko has invalidated. Dragon now. Dragon across the line. Where he's gonna go? P12.
He's out. Oh, AFL's invalidated. Obviously, he's out.
So it's gonna be the battle of the Williamses in P10 and P11. We've seen it in Q1 with teammates, then it was both AlphaTauris fighting for the position in the next part of qualifying, and now it is both Williamses with Fandango on the lap and Mazzles in the pit lane. Let's see what Fandango can do.
Oh, misses the apex.
But he did carry speed and he's down.
He is, but not a bad run from the start of your sector 3. I'm worried about this car coming into the pit lane here, if it's going to cost him any time.
Far enough. He is gonna need to find 3 tenths though in the last second. He went right there as well, and that is it. That is it for Fandango.
It's not an invalidation, but it's enough to lose him some time. And if he got through on that lap, running wide, he definitely would have had a steward's inquiry. But
yeah, definitely. P11, it isn't the worst place to start.
No. People starting on mediums in the race are going to be Wild Dog, Little Fun, and Quick Killer. Quick Killer's unreal time on mediums. You'll be expecting to see him well inside the 0.3s.
Yeah, definitely. If you can do a medium 0.1, it's looking like a 0.7 at best, or at worst for in the soft run, 3.7. So I'm putting my money on Quickly here for pole, and not the first time I would have done that.
No, I think it's quite the safe bet in this tier, to be fair.
Yeah, he isn't the championship leader for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a great qualifier. I think only went out in Q2 once. Had a bit of a a slow start of the season, if you can call it that. It leads the championship by a fair amount of points. Don't think that it's catchable in one race.
Yeah, but I know the most out of anyone that qualifying doesn't win you races and definitely doesn't win you championships. So let's have a look. I'm going to get the standings up quickly whilst in between lobbies. He is 84 points clear of Leon, who's currently qualifying in P4.
84 points. That is more than 2 race wins.
Yeah, it's a large gap to say the least.
Very big gap.
But if you look, you've got places like Yas Marina, a track that obviously a lot of us have done for. It was the pace, like your time trial times to qualify for the league. So a lot of practice has been done for a lot of drivers. Imola, and you've got a sprint race in Baku, then Spa, which is always just carnage in any tier. Especially if it rains, then a route is going to be a graveyard. Then it's an absolute. It's a who doesn't bottle it and who goes for the big lift up the hill. Especially, indeed. Yeah. Bahrain to finish. There are tracks that everyone probably has done quite a few laps on. Same for Austria, of course. I've circled Bahrain as a potential spot where I'm looking to get my one and only decent result this season. I'm writing that down. Yeah, well, my goal was to try hit triple figure on points, but now I've only got 13 points. And I've got a long way. I've got 5 races to go and score about 87 points or something. So I don't think that'll be happening. The podiums needs to need to be rolling in. Yeah, really need to put in a quick killer-esque run to get there. Oh, it's the Ferraris got very close on my screen for a thing. Maybe a little bit of a lag bubble, but. It looks like right now that Bonotto's got on the phone to Wild Dog and asking him to punch a hole for the little one. I don't know if these two are in the party together, possibly communicating, and Little One's gone, I'm going to need a tow here.
Yeah, I
But
mean, if you're gonna probably need to get more than a toe to beat Quicker, if you're looking to
yeah,
to the qualifying 2
if
times.
you could get none of the dirty air and just the toe, you'd be perfect
Yeah,
around here probably.
just
But
no drag, then it's maybe possible.
yeah,
But indeed, the
straight line
Ferraris
speed.
very close to each other. As well, Doc
They
already
are
on wide.
indeed. He's going to be getting a very nice toe, I feel, right up the hill. I wonder if these two have actually planned this out to give the toe, or if it's just kind of happened this way. He has gone quicker in Sector 1, I believe, Lil Fan, than Wild Dog.
Yeah, Wild Dog ran wide as well in turn 1. But he is the specialist of running wide and keeping it valid so far in this session.
Now, this is where the toe doesn't become useful anymore, because the toe is going to come dirty air through the middle sector. So Little Han's going to be hoping that Wild Dog jumps out of the way
and he does.
quickly.
Just as you said that. That's the reverse commentator's curse.
Yeah, maybe I have called. Maybe I need to start. Chris, do we fancy doing this next week by any chance? Right. Here you go, Little Hard now up to the line. He's going to need to well inside the .3s to get anywhere close to pole position, and he's not. It's a .5. The toe obviously hasn't worked enough.
It definitely needs improving to get anywhere near pole position, even though Quickler has gone slower than the little one in Sector 1. But that of course also maybe is contributed to that toe that the little one got from his teammate.
Yeah, as Muzzles does a similar time in completely cleaner. Next is going to be KXI does invalid point. This and next lap invalid as well. Marconi does a .3 provisional pole. Nacho now.
That's
.9.
Quick Killer. Let's see if he can replicate some of his magic of Q2. And he can.
He can, but I still wouldn't say it's not as impressive as it could have been. Which sounds a bit greedy, I feel, but it probably sounds very greedy. But I was expecting a little bit more from Quick Killer.
A .0 more than 2 tenths clear of the rest of the field, and who has gone round there?
Wild Dog invalid in the final corner. That'll be this in next lap.
And it was a .5. That would have been P4 for the Ferrari. But yeah, the fact that a .0 is underwhelming for Quick Killer says enough, I think.
For Quick Killer, which it's just a whole different thing. But sound like the greedy kid at Christmas, don't I? Mazda goes and does a .2. Good improvement.
That's not too shabby at all. Just over 10th down on Quick Killer.
Who's next? Quick Killer. Is he going? Is he going again? No. Is he
backed
boxing?
off.
He's backed off, but is he boxing? No, he's not boxing because he's missed his He's missed the right-hand side line, which you're going to need to watch for in the race. Because if drivers are cutting across that line,
definitely we can help the stewards here.
Yeah, stewards inquiry all over. But Quick Killer, we're going to sit on board for a lap with you, Quick Killer. I am, because I want to be impressed.
I'm definitely going to do as well. Cuts the curve very nicely there.
Yeah.
And manages
to... It's a little bit loose halfway through, but he managed to keep control.
And that's the master of turn 1. You want to get it spot on, but get the car a bit loose, but still manage to keep the traction.
Drifting it through, as I think Jarno would probably say.
Yeah, it's a bit RNG sometimes, but
there you go. That's what I said about getting right up on that. You can get right up on that inside curve there, as Quick Killer demonstrates. Now, when he get the apex of this corner, takes a nice late apex here, runs it right over to the curb. Not improving through the middle sector though.
Runs wide as well.
Wide, backs off. He's done the Wild Dog tactic. He's going to be into the pit lane as the little runs out on the lap. Invalid. He'll be in the pit lane. Well,
and I think that's already a last drive of KXI coming out. One of the two that hasn't hasn't put a lap time on the board. Alongside with Christopher. But one thing I have noticed is there are 3 teams, I think, with 2 drivers into Q3, which is more than I usually see in this tier. Both houses, well, I'm used to seeing those 2 in Q3 now, but both Ferraris. Wild Dog isn't really a main guy in Q3, although he has some regular appearances here. And I think there was one more team, or I just have misseen it.
No, you're looking possibly at Nacho and Chris.
think I have
An
4 shades of
Alpine and a
blue.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't help when there's a lot of shades of like blues and greens and stuff.
Only 1 green, indeed. But yeah, 4 blue colors.
Yeah.
That's sometimes
Or
difficult
full
to keep apart.
blue-ish looking, yeah. Because the Aston Martin green looks... Don't know if this is just because I've got quite bad eyesight, but Quick Killer's green looks somewhat similar to Mazel's like bluish.
I can understand. Yeah, cut it a bit too much. Just over the edge. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. For a colorblind person, that is very tricky to see, of course.
Wild Dog will be next to start a lap.
Let's see if he can keep it valid this time round.
He does so far.
It didn't really attack turn 1, but you don't really need to.
No, I think he's just worried that we're going to be watching him and he's going to be trying his little corner cut tactics.
2/10 improvement. That is the fastest sector 1 I think we've seen so far.
Yeah, obviously spent the first lap that he did punching a hole for the little farm. But here we go, middle sector now. This is where he jumped out the way last time. Was through this middle sector / into the sector 3, so that's where we've seen a major improvement. How much outside curve is he going to use? Quite a fair amount. Gets the car turning right on the inside curve. Runs nice and wide now. Purple middle as well.
I'd say apart from turn 3, where he did go a little bit deep, it looks very nice and tight.
Ooh,
for Wild Dog.
Nice run.
Oh, just too wide there.
Just minuscule amounts would have put in what? P4 that lap.
P4, yeah, just behind McConey, but that's very unlucky for him. I don't think he has time to go into the pit again.
I wouldn't say he has time to go into the... He might have time to back off and then use the tyre again. Warrior Huntsman is starting lap after backing off. KXI invalid, obviously, because he used this in the next lap. So we get a moment of relaxation as Warrior Huntsman goes through sector 1.
Indeed, a lot of drivers starting the lap times now. Christopher and Nacho following Warrior Huntsman.
Yeah, Nacho somewhat punching hole this time for Christopher, who's invalidated in turn 1. Or at the final corner of the previous lap. So he's going to be backing off. Wild Dog. Sorry, Nacho not improving. Warrior Huntsman was a 10th up through sector 1.
Indeed, let's stay on board with Alfa Romeo. Has shown good qualifying pace in the past as well. But not really the race results to show up for it. 3/10 improvement though.
Yeah, it says purple on my screen, not too sure. You need to find 7 and need to find another 4 attempts in the final sector to put it on pole position. Right over the first curve. Could possibly be a bit more attacking with his throttle application through the penultimate corners. That's where the real time's made up. It's being nice and aggressive. That's just under 3 attempts, puts him into P4 for now. Next, Leon's apparently Leon's invalid in the middle sector. Nacho
invalid as well. Christopher starting his lap. Little one starting a lap. Or is he just... I think... Yeah, no, Little one just starting his lap time. It showed he was improving, but...
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't on the last lap.
No, and everyone coming out the pit lane now. Ooh, no, Wild Dog's the only driver not on track. Wild Dog has...
He has time, but he needs to get a hurry on.
He needs to be coming out that pit box now.
Ariane's been running out of fuel, so that is the best time he's gonna set.
Yeah, the little fan. Let's have a look.
Wild Dog is coming out of the pit right now, so I think he just is gonna have enough time to go for another run.
The little fan doesn't look like he's attacking as much as he's definitely not. Little fan backed off, he's gonna go again. Leon on a lap now. There's gonna be a load of traffic in that middle and final sector for Leon as he comes through to finish this lap now up to the penultimate corner.
Is on a good one and he goes into P4.
Go on the boy. Leon gets nice and screwed. Lovely little turning for 9 and 10 up to the line now. It's a great run through the final sector, which puts him on provisional pole position.
Just ahead of Quick Killer.
5 attempts down. He was 4 attempts down. I think.
But he will have, Quick Killer will have time to go for another one. I think he's gonna abort this one and then go for one last shot. Mazzles as well. 2/10 improvement. Can he go into the threes? The first one maybe into the threes. Can he do it? No, just
no,
not. But it
baby,
is
3
5,000
final.
away. It is professional pole for him. Wild Dog starting his run just at the death of
Christopher on the
qualifying
lap, I
2.
believe. Let's see what Christopher. He's not improving,
17th.
but he's very close if he can find time in the final
The
sector.
little one, 3/10 improvement.
Oh my god, it's all coming up final sector. Here we go.
Marconi down. Let's see. KXI 44.5.
Christopher across the line.
Can he do something? ERS just about holds on.
Little
Improves his
bit of
time, not his
improvement.
position.
Little
Little one goes on
pole.
professional
Oh
pole.
my god.
Can
Marconi
KXI do something
boxes,
about it? Now,
KXI.
across the line. P5 for him.
Sorry, P5. McConey
Leon
box,
into the pit.
Christopher.
Mazzle's purple on sector 2.
Oh my god, what's going on? Quick Killer only half a tenth up, but he's not going to do enough at the moment. Mazzles, what's going on? This wasn't part of the script, was it?
It wasn't. Definitely wasn't. Mazzle's ran wide, and that is.
He's
that
trying
is
to
it done.
oh, he's thrown it away. Quick Killer now. He's not improving by
Well
enough
done,
at the
P6.
moment. He's not going to improve by enough. This wasn't part of the script. He was meant to blast the whole field away in qualifying. Turn 9 now. Turn 10, does he attack it? He does. Up to the line.
Uses the
It's
curb.
Quick Killer.
Does he go?
Not
P3.
pole. Oh,
It's the little one on pole.
not what we were expecting.
That came out of the blue.
Yeah, was not expecting that.
Maz is on P2 as well. Great lap from him. That
Yeah,
wasn't-
threw it away almost in the final corner. The pressure getting to him. Oh my goodness, was not expecting that at all.
That
Quick
was
Killer's surely looking
brilliant.
at that as a bit of a... Don't sound horrible, but as a bottled qualifying.
Well, if you're only a tenth faster than your medium run in Q2,
Medium time from
yeah,
Q2,
no,
yeah.
definitely. It will be frustrated by a P3 qualifying. That's not something often happening.
No, but the little
Leon
Hun
just
will
behind as well.
not care at all. An immense end to qualifying.
That was mental. The little one though, a 3.8 really put the rest of the grid on in the place.
Yeah, the only driver to drop into the .3s.
Great lap time from him. Massels completing the front row there. Quicken and Leon P1 and P2 in the championship together on the second row. That is going to be a tasty fight. KXI Wild Dog on the third row of the grid. The Wild Dog in the Haas sandwich with Marconi just behind him. Christopher in P8, and then it's Warrior Huntsman and Nacho starting on the edge of the top 10. Really not where you want to start, of course, but wow.
Yeah, what a qualifying. Do you think Mazzles was right on the death of qualifying 2?
Yeah, that's mental, and it just shows you can be 15th in qualifying 1 and 10th in qualifying 2. As long as you're just there in
String it up
qualifying
together
3,
at
that
the
is what
right
matters.
time. Yeah.
Talking about peaking at the right moment.
Now, who's on mediums to start here? I believe it's Mazzles. I believe.
The little one, definitely. Wild Dog, I think, made it through as one. Then it's Quick Killer. I think those 3
Yeah, those
were the ones.
We
Not
will
too
find out. We need to double check if anyone ready's up too quick as well.
Definitely. It is dry though. For
It
the
is
start of the
dry.
race. It could have been wet
For
as
at
well
least
in
the start.
Austria.
I'm gonna have a look to see in the chat if there's been anything about weather. Probably not, but it's worth a look.
It definitely is. Just having a check. I think if there's no comment about the weather, it's gonna stay dry. That's usually
Let's have a little
the case.
scroll back. No, Murphy said, F me, it's dry. So I'm assuming it's fully dry the whole time.
That would be the case, and I don't think he's happy with that that language.
I mean, it's a miracle. Yeah, it's a miracle that it's just dry in tier 3 in the first place. Which
True.
Someone has put in the chat that it is guaranteed to be full wet next weekend in Yas Marina because that's what happens.
I think, yeah, tier 3 is the place where it's gonna rain.
If you're gonna get a wet Yas Marina,
yeah,
it's
if it's gonna be
tier 3.
anywhere, it is tier 3 indeed. The whole of everyone outside of the top 10 on mediums.
On mediums, yeah. No one's gambled for a pair of hards. Obviously, Little Quan, Quick Killer, and Wild Dog on your medium runners.
The Mazos, I think, in that medium sandwich, if he needs to get a good start and just blast away from those two, if he wants to have any chance of a good result there.
Yeah, and I'd say the person who needs to be having the best start here would be Leon, because you don't want to be the guy who starts on the softs, gets a rubbish start, and gets stuck behind the two medium runners, can't pass and let Mazzles run off in the distance.
Yeah, definitely. It's,
if Mazzles gets past at turn 1, and then Quick Killer and Little Juan are holding up Leon on the mediums the whole time, and he gets stuck,
there will be indeed a problem. Chances of a safety car, of course, not really slim. In Austria, with the walls, especially the 4 to 1 can come very close, way sooner than you want.
Final corner, you always tend to see someone will drop it at the final corner and hit the inside wall as well.
Can also happen. Wild Dog in P6 on the mediums, also really desperate to get a good start, as he already overtakes a KXI, just practices. Practicing for the start, for his sake.
He's surely, now that we've mentioned it enough times, it's in the back of his head that he's worried about qualifying for 1. So we're going to stop mentioning it, Wild Dog, we promise. Unless you then go and get it through until deal until you get a 3-second time penalty, and then we're going to be on you.
Yes. If he manages to keep it clean through the race,
fair, I think we let him off in Q1. I think we just let him off in Q1, yeah.
Then that's such a big achievement. Then then he gets to
very big
get away with
achievement
it.
for Austria. Yeah,
indeed.
But here we go.
Everyone now in their grip positions, indeed. And there the lights are coming on. It's 4 and 5 for the drivers ahead of the Australian Grand Prix, and they are on the way, and the little one surprisingly gets a very good start compared to Mazzles. And Mazzles, does he dive down the inside? No, he doesn't. Just about. Quick Killer went side to side, and KXI made profit out of that. He went wide and he made it through. Quick Killer down to P5 already. Wild Dog as well, dropping position. Christopher and Warrior Huntsman not having the best starts either, but it is Quick Killer with, I think, the biggest loser, but he is making a position back up to Leon, side to side now through turn 2 as they all slot into their positions. A bit of contact, I think, further back as Fandango has gone round and his front wing has gone missing at turn 3. I think he hit the inside wall, and Jacko getting a penalty as well from that Wild Dog, and McConey being very close. Same can be said for Tombo Titop at the back of Wild Dog. But the start for the little one was exactly as planned. Mazzles now breathing down his neck, dragging on speed, and Ryan's having a battle there through sector 2 with the difference in compound of tires. Christopher maybe with a good exit out of turn 7 can also have a look, and he can, but he just decides to back out of it. Indeed, turn 9 not really the place where you want to go, side to side, but that is a pretty good opening lap. Only Draper now into the pit lane as well. Fandango needs to go in the pit as well, so only 2 casualties really in lap 1.
Yeah, I was just going to make a little point of KXI possibly lucky not to get an illegal overtake, because he did overtake from off track coming from turn 1, where he did a possible contact. He ran wide. Quick Killer obviously ran wide himself with contact, but as I did say, you need to watch out now, because you're going to get those DRS trains forming soon. Next lap, you're going to have to watch out. You want to keep those gaps as close as you can in the opening stage. You're going to see a lot of drivers using varying amounts of battery. McConey was the predicted pit stop strategies come up, so I cannot see, but I believe McConey was around 50%. Yeah, McConey up 60. To around 60% now. Whereas you've got other drivers
really pushing as well. Same with the little one.
Yeah, the little one trying to probably break the 1 second gap. Mazzle's trying to keep in it, but
I think once the DRS is activated, KXI is dropping out of that 1 second already. DRS gets enabled. KXI has the DRS, so he needs to use his battery to stay within the 1 second.
Yeah, detection before the final corner now, so here we go. This will be your first detection point. And has KXI just dropped out, possibly?
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. But just keeps it for now, but he will be under pressure from Quick Killer. Those Maybe those softs slightly overheating, but Mazzles now has that. And the fact there's 3 DRS zones now in Austria opens up a lot for Mazzles to be able to just, especially if KXI's now lost the DRS, just chip away at Little Juan, and possibly those two might possibly DRS train each other away from the rest of the pack, work together just to build the gap.
Yeah, indeed, if you work together good, and indeed 3 DRS zones, there are almost more DRS zones than actual corners, because 10 corners on this track, 2 of them are flat out, so...
Yeah, KXI has had to push to make sure he keeps the DRS, but Mazzles up the hill now. This will surely, if he gets a nice exit, and use a lot of battery now. He's not using battery, he might look to go at the next straight. But here we go, he's closing up on the Little Juan slowly. Is he going to have a look into turn 3? He doesn't for now, gets nice and right up behind that Ferrari's rear wing. Not the best exit, so might not get the opportunity to go into turn 4 here. He
bit
won't.
further back, AFL and Jacko, I think, came together. Jacko spun at turn 3. Leon with
Leon.
the first penalty of the race. AFL and Christopher now side to side into turn 4. And Christopher just on the soft tires, edging ahead. A little bit of contact made. And I think Tom and Tip Top went a couple of laps ago. He went into the back of Wild Dog. I didn't think there was damage. But seeing now a 2.5 second gap existing between those two drivers, maybe
possibly.
There's damage on the McLaren as Christopher
round. Oh no, Chris. Unlucky. He goes round on that soft compound of tyre, which is really not what you want to be seeing.
Marconi and Nacho in the meanwhile side to side into turn 1. Are they gonna stay there? And they
nice
are, but Nacho really nice around the outside, keeping his position. Leon now having maybe a look on Quickler. Of course he wants to get past with the soft tires, but Quickler goes for a dive down inside of KXI and Leon follows him. And there was momentarily 3 wide and Quickler having a bit of a wobble on the exit. Went into Leon and Nacho being the laughing third.
Now Marconi's gonna get him as well.
It's 2 abreast, twice into turn 4.
Who's going to be the one to get boxed in here? I think it's going to be Quickler. If my money was on anyone, he'll be the one to get boxed in.
I think that is indeed going to be the case. Leon swooping around the outside of Nacho. Quicker than Marconi though, still side to side. The whole of the second sector, they are battling it out. Quicker has to go off track.
Wide. Yeah. Marconi
manages to keep the position though.
Marconi's got no battery left, he
backs out.
Oh, Nacho's round! Drops it. Trying to do a hill. Nacho trying to do a hill start up the hill, turn 9. As he gets round. By the way, the McLarens have swapped over positions. Someone didn't put up too much of a fight, but Nacho is round now. Those softs very hot as he squirrels out of turn 10. As Jacko now gets down the inside of AFL, but AFL does the under over, gets the better exit. But Jacko is DRS up the hill using his battery, a lot more battery than AFL. Around the outside, they're playing chicken for the DRS, I think.
I think they are. Who's having it? I think Jacko got it. Neither of them. They both didn't get it. So it's good at slipstreaming now up to the hill, down to turn 4. Leon and KXI in the battle as well.
In the room. AFL
Jacko with the better exit.
Playing nicely there. KXI now is probably... Leon runs very wide there.
Indeed, and probably adds another warning up on top of his 3 second. So he's got to be careful.
KXI's going to want to get by soon because now they're just losing time all the time to Mazzles and Little Juan. Mazzles not really put the move on Little Juan yet. Got a lot of battery compared to Little Juan.
Indeed. Mazzles probably playing the long game.
Yeah, but how long are you going to play the long game with Dirtier? With Little Juan, who's on the worst compound of tyres. I think I've called his bluff now as he doesn't go around his outside, but it looked like he's going to shape off him. Little Juan goes deep into turn 3, but gets the better exit because Mazzles had his sniff up the inside, but now Mazzles to use the battery.
Look at Quickler. Look at Quickler. KXI had a bit of a moment in turn 3. Mazzles going for the lead.
No, can't hold it. Quickler now looks to go around the outside. KXI. The under over now, KXI.
The switchback on the worst compound of tires, and again it is side by side with Quickler and Haas.
Jacko's crashed.
Jacko's out.
Who's he crashed? Where's he crashed?
It's a safety car. Is he?
Safety car. That's a very weird place to crash.
I think he crashed on the straight, and look at the tire markings there on the track as well. I think he.
I mean, unless he's
Yeah,
maybe gone into the
he
wall
hit the
on the
wall on the
left-hand
left.
side. Yeah,
Yeah,
on the curb, maybe
Murphy
side by
got a
side.
drive through, speeding on the safety
Mazzle's
car.
boxes. What's Mazzle's gonna box? Oh, Mazzle's speeding a
Oh,
bit in 5 seconds. What's he gonna box for?
medium
Okay, so
surely. I
box as
think
well.
mediums will make it to the end
Will
from
medium?
now
I was
on.
gonna say, will mediums make it from here? Probably.
Yeah, they will.
He's gone for mediums. KXI's gone for mediums.
The safety car really isn't helping the medium runners.
No, but do you mean to who's missed out here? McConey, because he's not going for the
Leon.
double stack, and Leon.
Yeah, I think the double stack is probably fixed enough so that you can take the risk on the safety car to go ahead and double stack. You'll probably only lose like 2 or 3 seconds at most.
Yeah, but you got to say Mazzles now. If he can keep it clean, oh, I guess he's got penalties, but himself and KXI are looking in a very good spot right now.
I think KXI is probably in the net race lead as of now.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see McConey and Leon take the plunge and go now and just take the hit and drop. So around, I believe they dropped about P14 maybe.
Yeah, but
Maybe
they are
P15.
behind the safety car and no one has the delta to slow down, so probably
Yeah,
behind
Fandango's
Ariansman for certain.
Fandango's pit again, so he's...
Yeah, he's going to the mediums to make it to the end.
If it was me, I don't know, I think I would take the hit and take it now instead of taking it under, like, racing laps.
But the other thing you've got to consider is it's only lap 8 and there's already a safety car. There's going to be 28 more laps of racing. So the safety car can come out another time, of course.
Yeah, obviously you save your tyre wear. Now I'm trying to have a look at tyre temperatures on the two soft drivers, but probably a bit too far away the telemetry to have a look at the tyre temperatures just to see.
Yeah, they're in the 70s for the 70s for Leon.
Yeah, if they are trying to overly protect them, I guess, and then make sure that.
I think the medium runners that haven't pit probably are gonna gamble for a safety car and then just go into the softs and put a bit of a stretch.
Makes it a lot easier to extend that medium stint.
Definitely.
Yeah, for now, I'd definitely say KXI is probably net leader. Obviously, he's got the traffic in front that he's got to manoeuvre through and not lose time to the leaders, and got to keep it clean. But yeah, another lap under safety car, as it would have probably been called in about now.
Yeah, Fandango's just a bit too far back.
Yeah.
So the safety car is gonna go for one more lap, but I don't think anyone is really gonna be pissed about that.
No, definitely not, unless
saving the tires, especially Mazda and KXI. Maybe just with those mediums, the shorter distance you can do on them, the better, because they are only gonna get worse and worse towards the end of the race, of course. Nacho as well, net P3 right now. Maybe Warrior Huntsman, if he can pull a Masters the class, the Alfa Romeo on those tires, he can make it to the end of them. Because he indeed already pit. But it's gonna be a big stretch.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna have to absolutely baby those tyres. But here we go.
It's gonna treat him very carefully indeed.
Do we see what this does for Quick Killer though? It brings him back in because he had obviously dropped down a bit battling. And Little Juan, who had maybe made up about a 2 or 3 second gap to P3 Leon.
That is true.
It neutralises it again, but if Little Juan can pull away from Leon on the restart, and I don't know, Quick Killer has a slightly poorer restart to McConey on those softs, so you can just get them up to temperature a bit easier.
Yeah, 10 laps already passed. Maybe the mediums are better than the softs at this stage. Safety car is indeed in this lap.
Yeah, and here we go.
And we have to remember Murphy has a drive-through penalty, and you can't serve it under the safety car, so that is already going to be one position that Mazos and KXI don't have to fight. That's going to be positive for them.
I'm trying to. If Tomo did have front wing damage,
He would have bit.
yeah, you'd probably just box for heart and take the pain.
Yeah. That's
So
curious
unless
indeed
you're
to see.
struggling for race pace.
A little one
But
has
anyway,
already
here
gone.
we go. Leon's gone, and he's caught Leon napping an absolute bunch. He's already broke the second, and he's not even got round turn 10.
Leon was
But
indeed
he
on a
gets-
big vacation, and Leon already with a 3-second time penalty, another one.
Up to 6. Now,
That is
Leon's
gonna be
going to be an absolute moving
detrimental.
chicane for quick killer, isn't he?
Yeah, indeed he is, but if Leon just uses his ERS, it's gonna be very difficult for Quick Hitter to get past. Not really any movements down the field after the safety car.
I think
Which
it's
normally
a
would have seen.
difficult turn 1 to get by, isn't it? You'll like to
Definitely.
see here as Nacho goes round the outside of Warrior Huntsman. Can't hold it, gets a bit squirrely on exit, cannot get by. I'm interested
Dragon
to
on
see
speed
it
though,
muddled.
on Wild Dog.
Hey,
Was very close, but Dragon pulled out just in time.
yeah. Now, if you're AFL and Muzzles and KXI, just be patient. It's one lap. Murphy's going to be in now. If they are listening, you've got to be patient now. But a man who doesn't want to be patient is going to be Quick Killer, as he's going to want to get past Leon in rapid time. But Leon dropped 10% more battery than him. McConey's dropped a lot of battery as well, dropped about 60%.
I think those softs are really starting to give up. Murphy's serving his drive-through.
Yeah, as he has to box up. Slow down very early for the line, I'll say, Murphy. But I guess if you're doing a drive-through, there's not much you're going to lose in terms of
If you're gonna park it on the apex there as well as Warrior Huntsman. Interestingly, gets past KXI. KXI and dropping back another position as well to Nacho. So he
very
couldn't
poor turn one
convert
exit,
his.
surely.
Probably indeed made a mistake. Still side to side though into turn 3. But Daz just
Squeezed
backs out of
by
it.
Nacho. Yeah, there we go now. Mazel's too far back on Armani AFL, but will Warrior Huntsman have a look down Mazel's inside? He won't. Dragon on speed right up behind Wild Dog for P5.
Let's see the
Wild
big
Dog missing the apex
big
of
battle.
T9. Yeah, missing the apex of T9, not turn 9, I think that's turn 6.
It is. Turn 5's the little kink
Turn
before it,
5,
not really a
yeah.
turn, but
Yeah, there's so many of those here,
close
isn't
is it? Yeah, and turn 2 just straight as well. And there's that guy Draper.
Murphy, no Drape around. He's not going to be
And
very
round
happy
again,
with
let's
his debut.
not stay on board with him to save him the pain. DRS
Yeah.
is enabled, and the Dexter point is right here, so Quick Hitter is already gonna have a shot as Leon went wide as well, so he's gonna have a
He's
very
easy
bad exit.
overtake here, but Leon's going to be able to get the exit for the next DRS detection zone. Doesn't look to sling it straight back up the inside. He doesn't indeed. But here we go. Here comes Leon now, squarely on the exit. Probably will not be getting by Quick Killer now. The two
Mazel's
championship
making moves.
leaders.
got past Warrior Huntsman. Is he gonna try to make 2 moves now? And indeed he does. I think Warrior Huntsman has attacked Mazzos the corner before, and Mazzos has defended that pretty nicely, and now has gotten past past AFL.
Squeezes Warrior Huntsman. Warrior Huntsman gets round the outside of AFL indeed. Does he hold it? Does he not? He does.
Still side
Good
to side.
clean racing from the boys.
Marconi and Leon. Leon is round. Leon is round.
Oh, Leon on those softs. They're
Out
going
of
off
turn
the-
7. Just on probably too much on the curb, and that is him round and round again. So his race is basically over unless a safety car can come out and save a Quick Killer though.
6 second of penalties. Yeah, 6 second of penalties will not help him.
No,
Wild
definitely
Dog now
not.
Looking at possibly attacking McConey. McConey, whose light is flashing, and those softs are dying. Look, Wild Dog does not dive it into turn 3, but Dragon on speed doesn't have a go at Wild Dog. But
Warrior
they will
Huntsman.
both probably be having a sniff in turn 4 as Warrior Huntsman does get past Mazzles, I believe.
Indeed, it gave him a big old squeeze, and therefore AFL now is side to side with Mazzles again. The other way around, Mazzles was on the inside of turn 4 last lap, and now it is AFL on the inside, and AFL broke very late, but on time, and he is gonna get past there. Mazzles losing 2 positions there on fresh mediums. Not really something you would have expected. And Wild Dog now, he was being chased by Dragon of Speed, but now he became the chaser on Marconi. Marconi with low ERS as well, almost derating into turn 9. So I think Wild Dog is gonna get past the house on this lap. We got the
Sorry to butt in
turn.
here, but Quick Killer's going to be having a run at Little One. He's made an absolute leaps and bounds on the Little One. He's right up behind him, up through turn 1. Looked a bit squirrely through. Yeah, looked a little bit squirrely through turn 1, but good enough exit. Is he going to have a dive into here? Is he going to look for DRS in the next straight? He's going to look for DRS in the next straight.
No, he isn't.
He has a dive!
And he has overshot it, I think, the little one with the better exit. Definitely.
But
Quick Killer has a DRS.
And he's going to hold on now.
He is just a bit further back. It is Wild Dog now making move on McConey. Maybe Dragon on Speed looking to follow Ferrari. Just good.
No, but he's going to switch back him here. Is he going to get a good enough exit? He doesn't, because McConey looks to show him the door.
More Dragon on Speed on the McLaren. Side to side, Nacho and AFL also having a battle. Dragon going off track there, but he couldn't really do anything else. And McConey holds on there for the time being. Yeah,
Nacho now up there. It's got AFL really. He's got a little train.
Christopher pushing Nacho basically through turn 7 and 8 around Zurcher there.
Professional leader here. After all the penalties,
turn 9 side to side. All the way down to turn, and that's Nacho round, and he hits into the wall, and that is his front wing gone.
That is very tight, very pushy and shovey from the boys. Probably hard to call.
Yeah, turn 9, not really a place where you want to be side to side. It's 9 out of 10 times it's gonna end up in tears.
No, Dragon's not gonna have to dive with McConey, but McConey looks to have run slightly deep into turn 3. Here we go, Dragon on Speed doesn't get the best exit on McConey. McConey might look to attack on Wild Dog instead here. Is he going to have a look down the inside? Leon's now got 9 seconds of penalties. This day goes from bad to us. But McConey looking round the outside Wild Dog, but doesn't have the tyres to get the move done. But a man who might possibly be able to get a move done.
Kek'Sai round.
Oh!
Kek'Sai made a mistake. He was in the gravel. You can see on his rear tyres. And that is a big mistake from him. He was in the net race lead, and now he's probably in net P4. Or maybe even worse, someone tipped up as well round.
Someone tipped up round. Who else was going slowly? Someone else was going slowly then. I believe it's McConey.
McConey in the pit.
Into the pit lane, yes.
Ariansman as well made a mistake there, and it's a virtual safety car actually. I didn't quite catch that, so McConey has timed this to perfection.
Yeah, McConey, Tomo as well. Depends what he goes on to here. You just... Leon's not. Oh, Leon! It's gone from even.
And Leon retires.
He retires, yeah.
That's probably why he sped into the pit lane as well.
Tomo's gone for softs.
That's a very ambitious call. The rest is enabled, and I think some drivers like Dragon Speed really got called out by that restart. Warrior Huntsman are all over the back of the McLaren.
Yeah, Wild Dog managing to pull a gap away now, and here we go. Warrior Huntsman not going to be close enough to have a go. But a man who might be his Fandango on AFL, is he close enough? Not quite close enough to have a look. But I'm going to get on board now with the leaders.
It's all really kicking off in the middle stage of the race. Dragon on Speed with a 3-second lead.
I did catch that. He did run a little bit wide, but
probably pushing to get into that DRS, and he did. He managed to get the DRS. But I don't think it's worth a warning.
Yeah, and obviously you never know with 3-second penalties if they're so easy to come off with warnings and stuff.
That is true.
All Fandango, by the way, gets past AFL on the start finish. AFL not looking like he defended it very hardly. And KXI now up
maybe
behind him,
that was his strategy.
Yeah, maybe because he knows he's going to get the DRS here. Fandango's light is flashing.
Warrior Huntsman got past Dragon on Speed there on the straight as well. Fandango got really deep. But he has made the corner with KXI.
Touch with KXI. I think KXI was slightly the collateral damage there in terms of the fact that with Fandango going that deep, AFL was always going to have to switch him back. I feel like there,
yeah,
KXI a very unlucky bystander almost. Yeah,
indeed.
But someone who's not going to want to be a part of this. Yeah, someone who's not going to want to be a bystander for long as Warrior Huntsman. He's going to want to get past Wild Dog here. Is he going to have a look? Not quite yet.
Ooh, big slide there.
Which means Dragon on Speed is now going to be right up.
And the main difference is between these drivers, Wild Dog and Dragon on Speed, with a fair amount of ERS. But Warrior Huntsman, you can see his red light is already flashing there, going into turn 1. So if Rory Hansen can make a pass here, but he doesn't have the DRS on the second straight. Maybe Dragon on Speed will look to make a pass on Rory Hansen as well. I think Alfa Romeo has timed it well.
DRS?
Has one
Neither
ran
of them
right.
are going to have the DRS, so Dragon on Speed's probably in the ideal position here. He's going to might be able to slingshot past the both of them. He should at least get Warrior Huntsman.
Bit boxed in though into turn 4, going for the switchback. Can he pull it off?
Not quite.
He is thereabouts, going onto the right. They are gonna go side to side, but Dragon on Speed backside probably the wisest thing to do. Further back, side to side as well, with Fandango and AFL.
Fandango and AFL again. KXI now right up behind them as well. These two have been having a lovely little battle. Obviously contact earlier, but it's been nice and clean so far. Since then, it's looking like Fandango, lack of battery, might be looking to use that DRS advantage down the next 3 straights to get by AFL, and KXI might be looking with his 81% of battery to now start to use it and get by.
Rory Hansen is getting by indeed. Fandango getting past AFL, and the battling for 8th
Fandango
is really
runs wide. Oh, KXI is going to lap that up. That's a 3-2 positions there, pretty much.
That is great positioning by him. Dragon on Speed getting out of shape, and Mazzles getting past Dragon on Speed. I was just about to say the battle for P8 is really helping Christopher and Mazzles because they have the penalty, but they on the same strategy as Fandango and KXI without penalties. Now with a 5-second gap already between Christopher and KXI, it's potentially Mazzles and Christopher for the race win here. And Christopher, I don't know where he came out of, but Warrior Huntsman is round.
Warrior Huntsman's round, and he's in the barrier. Any damage I can't see. Yeah, no front wing. That is damage, and a lot of it. That will be pretty much his race down. As Wild goes into the pit lane very early. It's 15, 14 laps once you come out the pit lane on softs, doable. But you could tell earlier by McConey's that by about
they will be struggling.
I know by about lap 10 or 11, I know he did his qualifying laps on them.
Talking about McConey, came very close to contact with AFL, and Fandango had a very good run on McConey now.
And McConey looking well in the money.
Is it 3 wide? It is 3 wide.
Big squeeze.
Fandango into neutral, and he first gear, and that's a lot of wheel spin for the Williams.
Yeah, he got caught on the inside curve from my angle looking back, but it was always really 3 into 1 will never go at that corner, and it was just very tight. But talking about something that was getting quite tight, Quick Killer and the Little One. Quick Killer, I think Little One's going to just follow him straight into the pit lane here.
Indeed it does. Not taking any gambles with the strategy.
Yeah, just going to be straight in. Oh, I thought he was going to try dive into the box then. I thought he was going to try
pretty close to the back of him. Mazzles is into the pit lane. That's a very interesting call. He pitted on the safety car.
Maybe he's going to put on the pair of softs and try gamble on the lead strategy as well. Christopher now can go to the end. KXI goes to the end. McConey to the end. AFL needs to box.
McConey on fresh mediums indeed.
Behind Fandango. McConey,
I don't think that it's going to be big of a problem for Quick Killer.
But it's just an annoyance for now as he dives him down. Always run deep. Fandango, will he be able to get the return? He won't.
Quick Killer with the DRS there. Wild Dog and Dragon with the fight. Dragon getting a much better run out of turn 3. But Wild Dog with the DRS is probably going to have a go at it. McLaren again into turn 4. Side to side they will go. Wild Dog the latest breaker out of those two. And got the exit as well, I think, but we've seen Dragon doing it a lot of times now, having the better exit out of turn 4, using the ERS to go down the inside or outside at turn 6 to maybe have another go. Quick Killer and AFL going side to side. AFL in the pit lane.
AFL's boxing, yeah. Oh no, AFL backs off nicely. That could have. You've seen drivers probably come together there where one's boxing and one's not.
Definitely, it could have ended very nasty indeed. The little one now as well, stuck behind Fandango. He needs to get a move on, otherwise Quick Killer is just gonna blast into the distance.
Yeah, he is indeed. Obviously, Fandango, he's got to run his own race because he is going to the end, you'd assume. But Little One will be hoping that Williams disappears quite quickly. as he now gets by and gets the DRS as well.
Got the exit
he'll be able
sorted.
to close in on
DRS sorted.
quick killer. Very good exit as well. As
The
McConey
Haas
gets
driver's
past
popping.
KXI, have they swapped?
Looks like it. Another
Maybe
chapter
thinking-
added to Wild Dog and Dragon as they switch positions once again.
Yeah, I think that's a Haas swap.
Definitely looks like it with McConey 5-lap mediums.
McConey, yeah, fresh and
In a very strong
medium,
position.
possibly having nicer pace round here. But he does need to save that battery up. He's got it all spent. And
Indeed.
all
The
I'm saying is I'm crossing my fingers and my toes that...
Fandango pitting.
Oh, yeah. Little Juan 5.2 and Christopher with 15 seconds of penalties. Yes. Don't think the trophy will be coming back with the boys tonight. I can't. With the biased hat on, I don't really think that's how it's going to be happening tonight. Sadly.
It doesn't really look likely so far. Little one out of the back of Quickiller. But the game,
if these
both
two
Haas
battle too much,
indeed,
it's dangerous territory. Because one, you're killing your tyres off by overheating them more, and you're losing time to the Hasses. So they need to either work together for now, to then work against each other later on, or you take the risk now and battle it early. But it is a huge risk in my
Christopher
opinion.
Hughes, right?
Oh, he
All on his own.
Indeed.
All on his own in the race lead. Turn 9 caught him out and
This
rejoins
is
in
huge,
right
this
in between the
huge.
little one and
Yeah.
Quickiller. The Quickiller was a bit caught out.
Is Little One gonna
Wild
have a
Dog,
go?
Wild Dog
He's
as well.
not- Oh my
It's
god!
all happening at lap 24.
Little One's
It's
gonna have
little
a move
one.
on Quick Killer.
He is
Goes
gonna do
round
it.
and outside in turn 2/turn 3. Quick Killer's gonna get the return on the DRS though. Down to turn 4.
Needs to get the exit right. Little one with a bit of better exit, and I think the Ferrari is far
This
enough.
is huge.
And now both Haas cars need to keep it clean, and the game they're really wanting to play. McConey just being the one who sets the pace. KXI sitting in his DRS, so the little one can't really pass the KXI. And if they play this out beautifully, it's gonna be a 1-2 for both for the Haas team here.
Yeah, even if KXI might take the plunge and just try and defend enough, Alonso style for Ocon in Hungary, where he just defends enough for McConey to bring it home at the end. It depends how they're playing this. But do you want me to tell you what this does say though? Quick is gonna turn one overtake is always no out. But Leon being out of the Grand Prix, this is huge for the championship, because quickly is going to be at least 100 points clear now. As he goes down the inside, playing chicken. Oh,
that's
who's won the
way
chicken? Oh,
too
he's
deep.
gone very deep. They're playing chicken over the DRS, and Little Juan's done him a kipper.
Indeed, he has, and all the squabbling is really helping both Haas cars. It's still
Yeah,
not
they're
in the
still
DRS.
closing in on the Hasses. However, it's not in the DRS, and all this chicken over the DRS is going to just lose them time with the earlier braking. Now
Definitely
if
is,
you're
and
McConey,
the late braking as well.
yeah, McConey now is just going to probably have to drop KXI and just absolutely put the hammer down.
Probably wants to
The
get
last
DRS one more
10
time
laps.
for the last time. But I think KXI is just out of it.
He is, but Little Juan's not in KXI's either, and neither driver has a lot of battery.
True, but the little one almost derating on this straight. KXI has he got the DRS? No, just about he hasn't. Just needed to get a little bit more of DRS turned on for the
Here we go.
DRS.
Red light flashing on the Little Juan, and I believe on KXI. No, not quite on KXI either. But Little Juan got a lovely exit. And
KXI is
KXI
sitting
moves
duck.
to the right hand side. Yeah, he is.
Or is he?
But is he? Because he has a bit of battery.
He isn't.
Oh, here we go. He's going to force it. He has forced
Typical
him a
squeeze.
bit wide.
Still side
Quick,
side,
he's
and
got
this is
nowhere
of
to
course
go.
what McConey and KXI want. Little bit of contact made, but
Oh,
nothing really.
touches.
Quick killer.
Quick killer. Yeah, is he going to
He
back
has got
out? No,
boss.
he's not. KXI is going to be the smart one to back out here.
Did nothing really KXI could have done He pulled up as much of a fight as he could. He probably gained
But
a little,
KXI now,
close to a second.
KXI now, with the DRS might be able to hold on to the. If he can hold on to these two in front with the squabbling, it's not over his defence in terms of helping out his teammate.
Definitely not. Quickler. He's gonna have another look at the little one into turn 3.
These two squabbling. Are they going to squabble over the DRS? They're not this time because Quickler knows better. He is going to get the DRS back. Genuinely, KXI, I believe, could still have somewhat of a point to play in this race finale, because if they start squabbling with McConey, it's going to invite him in. If you can just keep with the DRS, it's going to be difficult as AFL gets past Fandango.
They both have a lovely squabble for the past couple of laps. They've been going at it continuously. KXI now, he's really dropped out of the DRS.
Yeah,
probably what you expect.
19 lap on mediums, yeah. Here we go. Quick killer, here we go. Oh, little one bit wide in turn.
He's gonna go.
A turn 1 overtake is always dangerous.
Quick killer has turned off his DRS. He doesn't want to go in front.
You need to stop playing chicken, you two. You're going to cost yourself a race victory.
They are. The little one is just dropping and dropping to McConey, and now the little one is letting Quick killer pass. A little bit of contact.
I think that's a little tap to say, almost like a little slap in the face. But here comes a little one. He gets a nice exit again.
He really got that exit
towards turn
spot
4.
on.
He has.
He's gonna go
round the outside. That's it. Oh, was Roy Hunter
It's in the pit. It's in the pit lane.
In the pit. Oh my god, my heart dropped for McConey then. I was so worried for McConey then.
A safety car would be detrimental for his race. He's doing a stellar job at this moment. Just
he is.
Keeping Quickler and the little one at a distance. They were almost in the DRS just when they caught up to KXI, but now outside of the 2 seconds.
Over.
Really not helping them. Tom Tiptop and Wild Dog also going at it. The little one runs very wide. That probably guarantees Quickler P2 for this lap, at least until turn 3. Yeah,
until turn 3/turn 4, because the exit Little Pine gets out of turn 3 is unreal.
He really knows how to get the power down there as well. Dog picks up a penalty.
They're closing in on McConey now, but they're squabbling in their chicken games, almost like Leclerc and Verstappen in Jeddah in real life. It's detrimental. It's so detrimental to their actual race pace, lap to lap.
Definitely is. Just watching on board with Dragon, he almost got a very nice switchback on Mazzles. While that battling is going on at the front, of course, the midfield hasn't gone to sleep either. Better for P6 on the track. The little one now is almost starting to fall out of the DRS. Yeah.
The Quickler had a lot of battery to use. McConey in this whole time has been using his battery too much. I think that's what could be what loses him this Grand Prix. Whilst those two were squabbling, chickening over the DRS, he should have been saving that battery up ready. But he's not. He's been constantly using these little 2 or 3%ers up the hill now, where you're not gaining a load out of it.
I mean, you're not gaining, but you're not losing time. I think that's the biggest thing. If McConey wouldn't have been using that DRS, Quickler would have the ERS Quickler definitely would have already been in his DRS and probably already would have attacked him. So in the long term, it can benefit Quickler and the little one for sure, but maybe in the short run, definitely it was the best call for McConey.
The longer he keeps him out the DRS,
exactly. The more chance they're gonna fight, and the more chance it's just gonna stay back. But now Quickett is only at 1.1. If he has a good run here through to 9, he will have the DRS. Just hasn't.
No, about even. And that means he won't get it down here, which means he's not going to be gaining too much, which means he won't get it up the hill. As KXI picks up a 3-second time penalty, that's really him slowly starting to drop away now.
Yeah,
but now if you're the little fan, do you focus more on getting P2 than the race win here? I know it's not the most...
I think what the little one is...
mindset, but...
I think what the little one is wanting to happen, Quickler getting past McConey, then he just follows the lap after.
Through.
So that
Yeah,
Quickler
but
is in
you're
P1,
running out of
little one in
time.
P2. That is true. Only 5 laps to go, including this one. It's gonna be mega close. Quickler not really that
Quickler's
closing
not going to
in.
be in the DRS until at least the start of next lap. And that fully depends on turn 9. And we're getting to the stage where we have seen the soft start to slowly not be as competitive as the medium compound of tyre. McConey currently doing around, I'd say, a 0.6, 0.7 a lap. Quicker still maybe 2 tenths a lap quicker at the moment, but
he hasn't got the DRS. He just wasn't using his ERS out of turn 8.
Yeah, which he'll get it up the hill now.
He has it. Yeah.
And
So
now might be the time that Little Juan starts to think it's time to attack.
It probably is. But the little one, I think, played this beautifully. His ERS charges up to 50% already at braking forward turn 3, and the little of Quickler's is really low as well. So
Yeah,
I
McConey
think Little One's in a
low
very
as
good
well.
position.
Little Juan is indeed playing the long game. Goes deep into turn 4 though, which means he's going to have to lose a bit of time.
Can claw it back, of course, Quickler within 3 tenths of McConey, so the dirty air is going to be a big bitch for him.
Yeah, it's
That's
not going to be
close.
nice at all. Little Juan, here we go. He's the man you've always got to follow at the end of this race. By the way, Mazzles and Dragon of Speed have had an absolute worldie basters. Tomo gets down the inside of Wild Dog for P8. But yeah, there's a lot more penalties, so it won't mean anything at the end of the Grand Prix.
Except if one of them make a mistake, of course, but
Yeah,
let's
of course.
assume they will keep clean.
Yeah, here we go. This is a huge lap, I feel, for this Grand Prix. Because Quickler's going to have a look at McConey.
The little one is very fast here. It's going to be 3 wide.
Oh,
Ooh, just
backed out. Lovely little switch from right to left.
Ooh, the little one.
Oh, a lovely switch
What a
from the
move.
little one. What a... He's played that perfectly.
He positioned his car right where it needed to be. And
And is he
now,
gonna have a go now?
he's in a
He's
driver's
not.
seat. I
He is
think
indeed.
the little one is just
He has
gonna
used a lot of
sit
batteries.
lap
It's
35
all
out.
even now. Yeah, it's got to be a lap 36 overtake. He knows up the hill he's got the better exit on in general.
Yes, but it needs to stay close to Quickler though.
He does indeed. Quickler.
And McConey, of course, not out of it at all. Only 2 tenths behind the little one. Fandango and Wild Dog now going at it. The battle for P8 it's very tasty. Unfortunately, we can't really keep an eye on that. 4 cars within basically a second. But we need to watch for the lead. As the penultimate lap now is upon us. Let's see if the little one goes for a move maybe here.
I'm going to get on board
pretty
with McConey.
similar ERS.
Oh, he's flying up the hill though. Is he going to have a lunge? He's not.
Staying by the...
Oh,
and he's round!
Oh my
Just-
god, and McConey had to jump on the brakes because he's going to run right in the back of them. This is going to be huge.
It was ice skating out of turn 3 for all of them, with contacts and for all sorts.
If McConey was just a couple of tenths further back, maybe a tenth or two, he might have been able to fly straight past the both of them there. That was
probably could
so
have, yeah.
tantalisingly close. This is proper Verstappen Leclerc things from just this
2019.
season and Austria. Yeah,
Yeah.
2019 Austria is the one I was going to say as well. It is so close. But I think Little Juan's lost his chance, I feel.
I think indeed it is the case. Quickler is 8 tenths now away from him, but
McConey's
there are going to
now
be 3
probably-
DRS zones for the little one to catch up.
That's true.
That's the thing.
Now going to be 2 out of turn 1.
He's got a good run.
He does indeed. Here we go.
Using his ERS, Quickler isn't.
Is he gonna-
And Quickler
is
is
he gonna
derating.
send it-
Little one is going to go for it.
Don't play chicken, please, now, lads. McConey
What-
comes flying round the
Oh,
outside.
but he gets gone wide, so that is... Oh, Quickler!
Oh, Quickler's got
almost
it!
lost it!
He's absolutely busted it on the final lap. And here comes McConey now for P3. Is he gonna? He's surely got to have dived down the inside.
No, he isn't.
can't. Quickler blocks it, but Little Hun surely.
Oh, Wild Dog is out!
Dog's crashed.
On the last lap of the race, he's thrown away some good points. That is the
Oh
Ferrari
my.
DNF'd, while the other Ferrari has made a move for the lead.
Oh, Dragon on Speed doesn't quite get past Christopher. What about Mazzles now? Dragon on Speed into turn 6. No, ooh, around the
It's still
outside.
there.
Oh, not
Just
quite, but we'll
couldn't.
jump on board with a little one now, won't we? As he rounds
His
the final corner. To cross the
And he
line.
does.
This is...
And he wins in Austria. Quick Killer coming second, McConey in third. And
Yeah,
the battle isn't
battle
over yet. Dragon is still very close to Christopher.
Mazzles with no
Dragon,
penalties is going to jump up here, isn't he?
he is definitely gonna go to P5 indeed. Almost even P4.
What a race. I'm so upset I've missed out now. That looked like a boating race.
Wow, that indeed was a big step up from Spain 2 races ago.
Indeed, indeed. But what a battle from the lead boys. I was going to say kept it nice and clean, but obviously we've had our little bit of contact. That's part of racing at the end of the day, and it sort of affected both drivers equally in terms of the fact that all three of them had to jump on the brakes and had a little bit of a spin.
Indeed, no one really has gotten away with a 100% clean race, but not really what you need to have. Of course, you need to get your elbows out every now and then. AFL getting the driver of the day. Couldn't really even see what he was doing with all that was going on at the front. We know, of course, there were Fandango and AFL, Wild Dog with both McLarens as well. They had awesome battles, but the fight for the top 3 was just immense. KXI as well playing a big part in it just before he started to drop away on those medium tires. But the little one as well with a mega fastest lap on of the race, a 5.2. So he's gonna score an extra point of that out of it. Pole position, fastest lap, won the race. A near perfect weekend for the Ferrari man with maximum amount of points. The little one wins the race quicker, and McConey rounding up the podium with KXI just missing out. Mazzles in P5, keeping it clean. It's really what helped him. Dragon on Speed in P6, pretty solid drive from him as well, starting P12. Fandango in P7, Christopher P8 after a spin, after he spun out of the lead. That could have been something if Christopher would have been there as well to compete with those 3, but unfortunately the curb on turn 9 proved him dearly. AFL and Nacho rounding out the top 10. That guy Draper, Murphy, Tom Tiptop, the last of the actual guys who saw the checkered flag, and Wild Dog probably classified as well, spinning out on the last lap, so he's gonna be the last of the point scorers. Rory Hansman, Leon and Jaco unfortunately retiring from the race with either damage or in the pit lane. Yeah,
just an absolutely mental race from all sides. Little Juan coming away with it in the end. Lights the flag victory. Quick Killer probably going to feel a bit hard done by, and the man who's probably going to feel hard done by the most, McConey here, I feel. He drove such a almost pitch perfect race up until about, was it lap 32? Where...
Yeah, well, you can't really blame him for that. He was just on worse tires.
Yeah, and the 2 boys in front of him, who finished in front of him, have been shown to have pace all day, so fair play to them.
Yeah, it was after that qualifying session, I thought it couldn't get much better in the race, but somehow they stepped up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And maybe Quick will be looking at qualifying now, going, maybe if I hadn't thrown it away, would I have had a different race result today?
Yeah, could have. The opening lap on mediums, he dropped down a bit. Maybe that's what cost him in the end. Looking back now for it, I'm just gonna quickly ask the guys for a quick little interview. If you can add them to the party, it will be fantastic.
McConey won't.
Little Juan and
Quick Killer usually isn't
I'll
really
drop it.
a man of interviews due to his different time zone.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I'll get Little Juan one anyway,
Yeah.
so you can have his little word in.
Did confirmation that Wild Dog will get his 2 points.
Yeah, I thought he was due to being classified.
Indeed.
Here we go, the Little Juan. Voice sharing on? Yes, no?
Hello. Wow, what a race.
Yeah. Double check your voice sharing's on yet?
Yeah, it should be.
We have one of those awkward interviews where it's not on and then it's just silence and us asking questions.
Let me just double check now.
Yeah, great.
Yep, it's on.
Perfect.
Well, first of all, of course, congrats on the victory. Was
Thank you.
Was a very interesting race and qualifying as well. Did you, after Q2, especially with the time Quick Killer set on those mediums, were you expecting to be on pole?
In all honesty, not really. I think Quick Killer would have had me, and I think some other drivers as well, like the likes of Mazzles and KXI, 2 really rapid guys in this tier. I think they were going to best me there, but I think I went out, and I don't know whether you noticed, but I did 1 flying lap without ERS. Just took it nice and slow, which then built up to a 2nd flying lap. And I had like 1.2 laps of fuel in, and I found a really nice groove doing that in qualifying.
Oh, well, that's maybe something other drivers will try as well now in the future. Good insight to the strategy there. Then the starting on those medium tires, it was of course essential for you to not lose too many positions, but you managed to stay out in front. What exactly happened through on lap 1?
Lap 1, it was a case of make sure that I'm in front of Mazzles going into turn 1 and 3, and then after that I just needed to get my head down and make sure that I bridged a bit of a gap. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that with Mazzles. He was just a little bit too quick to break away from the 1 second, so I tried to work together with him to pull away from P3 and P4.
Yeah, no, did a great job. And then the safety car, of course, came out pretty early. Where you that really didn't help you on the out strat, but you managed to pull it off anyway. Were you thinking that maybe there was another safety car towards the end, or did you just gamble on mediums to the end, or the soft to the end after, of course, the safety car?
Yeah, I think obviously I was on the alt strat with I think 2 or 3 other guys out there. Safety car, like you said, really wasn't perfectly timed. It allowed the soft runners to come in for the pits, but I thought I may as well stick to the plan because they're going to be attempting the 1 stop, and their mediums are going to be more or less over or round about where the cliff is. So I thought I'd stick to my strategy, and then I'm going to be a lot faster on the soft tyres towards the end of the race.
And that definitely helped, and then the end of the race was just absolutely mental. Just take us through it.
It was kind of like playing chess with Quick Killer, a la Leclerc Verstappen at Saudi, where you're playing a bit of no you go first for the DRS. We did that once or twice. I thought he was a little bit quicker, so I was going to stick with him, make sure I hang on to the DRS. Then we caught KXI. We got past KXI quite nicely. Quick Killer then got back past me, which I thought it was okay. Just need to follow him through, and then we caught up to the other Haas and of McConey, and that's when it kind of got a bit interesting, because I needed to make sure that I stuck with him, but the laps were ticking down, and I didn't actually think we were going to catch McConey. I thought McConey was going to win, but we ended up catching him. Then on lap 35, going into turn 3, there was quite a lot of us. There was all 3 of us bunched up there. Made a little bit of a touch with Quick Killer, but backed off to make sure that he rightfully kept first position, because it would have been unfair if I had taken that away from him. So I made sure that he stayed in front, keeping him in first position, and then kind of just all or nothing on the last lap, really. And thankfully for me, he lost it on the exit of turn 3, and I was a bit in disbelief when I got past him.
Yeah, no, definitely understandable. But Josh, do you have any further comments, further questions?
Yeah, I was going to say, I really was worried when you two were playing what I was calling it DRS chicken the whole time up the hill for about 3 or 4 laps. Did you ever worry that it was going to cost you with McConey when you two were just battling over DRS over P2?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think we were actually going to catch McConey at one point, so then I was like, okay, right, let's just sit behind him and make sure that, obviously he's a quick driver as it is, absolutely rapid. I've got to take my hat off to him for that. So I decided to stick behind him and kind of like not give up, but just watch for an opportunity to see if that arises, and kind of work together to catch McConey towards the end.
Yeah, I guess we were both worried about your possible softs going off, but it looked to stay the right way round for you, and obviously you did the right thing in terms of backing off and making sure you kept in P2 after the contact on lap 35, but not as composed drivers definitely would have just taken the contact, slipped through and hoped to build the gap.
Yeah, I pride myself on clean driving, to be fair, and when I did that I knew I was completely in the wrong, and it wouldn't have been fair if I'd taken that off him. And if I had taken that off him and ended up going on to win, it wouldn't have sat right with me if I'd done that.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Well, that's quite a nice way of looking at it, where other potential drivers wouldn't have done so. Very strong, well done to you for doing that. And
thank you.
That's the clean driving we like to see in Cone, obviously.
Yeah. Also, in qualifying, when the McLaren lost it, did I get some good shots for you?
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that. I wasn't sure if you were listening in, because I was like, go on board with the little one to see, and then suddenly you just pulled alongside and stopped. I was like, he's gone full Ted Kravitz for us here.
Yeah, I didn't have the stream up, but I saw it go, and I knew that I was the next car, and I was like, right, I'm gonna pull alongside so the stream can see what's happening.
Oh, what a hero! Thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us in the interview, and again, congrats on the race win.
Thank you.
Can't wait to watch you two on the commentary when I
screaming. It's just like, oh my god, what's going on?
It was meant to. Thank you, Josh, as well for joining me tonight. And let's
in the nice way possible. I hope I'm not back soon.
Yeah, no, I was saying let's hope you can actually do something next week.
Well, I'm only 2 penalty points away from losing my seat, so you never know. If those come soon, I might have to jump in for the rest of the season.
Oh, it wouldn't be the worst.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop it there.